Welcome to the channel Learning English Literature with Dr. Anil Kurichimuttom. This is a new channel for English literature lovers, and I believe that this channel will be helpful for those who crack NET, SET, and those who write other competitive exams. In English literature, there are a lot of things that we should learn or that we should understand. The most important things that every literary student should learn or understand is about the different periods of English literature. So there are different periods of English literature. First of all, we would like to learn about the Old English period. The literary learners or the students who learn English literature, they are known about the periods. The first period is Old English period, 450 AD to 1066 AD. In this video, we are going to look about the characteristics of Old English period. So, Old English period refers to the earliest stage of English literature and language, and it deals from the arrival of Anglo-Saxons until the Norman conquest in 1066. Then what are the chief characteristics of Old English period? So every period has its own peculiarities or its own characteristics. But now in this video we are going to look into the different aspects or different characteristics of Old English period. The first thing is heroic spirit. The Old English period, the Old English literature celebrated bravery, loyalty and honor, which means heroes fought against enemies and fate. Example, Beowulf. Beowulf is an epic poem, and in that epic poem, and it was written anonymously, which means we don't know who the author is, but that poem celebrates the heroic deeds of Beowulf against Grendel's mother and a dragon. So the first and chief characteristics of Old English period is its heroic spirit. The second characteristic is that it was influenced by religion. So religious influence is the second character of Old English period. Christianity greatly influenced literature. Many poems and prose works dealt with biblical themes and moral teachings. So that is the second characteristic of Old English period. The third characteristic is oral tradition. Literature was mainly transmitted orally before being written down. Poets recited poems in royal courts. So in Old English period, we know that the literature was transmitted orally, which speaks about the oral tradition of Old English period. The fourth important factor about Old English period is the use of alliteration. You know that alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds. So the poetry relied on alliteration rather than rhyme in Old English periods. So in Old English period, we can see the repetition of initial consonant sounds, and such repetitions and such alliterations created rhythm and musicality. The next characteristic is its elegiac tone. Poem often expressed sadness, loneliness, and the transitory nature of life. So elegiac tone can be seen in the Old English period. So examples for such poems are The Wanderer and Seafarer. Then anonymous authorship is the next characteristic of Old English period. Which means, what do you mean by anonymous authorship? Because we don't know who the author is. Most Old English works were written by unknown authors. We don't know who the author is. So literature was considered a communal rather than individual achievements. During Old English period, literature was not being treated uh, about not being treated based on the individual achievements. Rather, it was treated, or it was considered a communal thing. So in short, we can say that the Old English period is characterized by heroism, religious themes, oral tradition, alliterative verse, and elegiac mode, anonymous authorship, and a strong warrior culture. Now we are going to look into the major important works during Old English period. The first major important writer was Cadaman. Cadaman's hymn is a major work written by him. Then Wolf, Christ Second, where the ascension of Christ is being discussed. Juliana, the Fates of Apostles are the other works of Wolf. Then Bede's ecclesiastical history of English people. Actually, this ecclesiastical history, it dealt with the historical elements of English literature. Then King Arthur, King Alfred the Great, Anglo-Saxon Chronicle was written by King Alfred the Great. Then translations of pastoral care is there. Then constellation of philosophy was there, and these three works were written by King Alfred the Great: Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, translation of pastoral care, constellation of philosophy. So as we have already mentioned in this video, that the anonymous nature of Old English period, anonymous Beowulf, and Beowulf was is an epic poem which was written by someone that we don't know who the author is, about the wanderer, the seafarer, the wife's lament, the dream of Ruth, the battle of Malden. All these are anonymously written, which means we don't know who the author is. The first English historian is Bede, father of English history. We can call Bede is the father of English history, and the greatest Old English epic was Beowulf, and the first non-English poet was Cadaman, and the most famous Old English elegies were the Wanderer and the Seafarer. The major signed Old English poet was Wolf. Important prose writer and patron of learning was King Alfred the Great. With this, I am wind up in this video. So I will meet you with another video soon. If you find this video helpful, please do like and share my channel. Stay tuned to Learning Literature with Dr. Anil Kurichimuttom. Thanks for watching.